Give it up for Jock, Zonfrillo, everybody!
Mate, is that what I sound like, you reckon? It should be something more like, give it up for Kunal, everybody! You know what I mean? It's got to come from deep within, Kunal.
Got it. I've got to practice a little more on that, man. But how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. We just finished wrap for the day, filming, having a great time. Every day in the Masterchef kitchen is a good day.
So any eliminations that you want to talk about? Secret ones which are not yet on air?
Come on, mate. I've got to keep it a secret. You know that. You know how it works.
I thought we were brothers. Clearly not.
Later.
All right, got it. But, with MasterChef Australia, it's in its 13th season. I have to tell you that back here in India, people are huge MasterChef fans, and MasterChef Australia and MasterChef India together. They watch both the shows together, and it's always a delight to see the mix of people that you get there in Australia, and especially in this season, in season 13. There is this Dipinder and Kishwar, I remember from the show. What do you have to say about them?
Look, I think it's, for me, it's fantastic, the diversity that MasterChef as a competition brings. In every version around the world, I think is fantastic, but more so here in Australia, we're so lucky to have this sort of diverse mix of cultures in Australia. But not only that, each of those cultures represent themselves through food in such an amazing way. And so on MasterChef Australia, of course, we see that coming out when these home cooks come into the MasterChef kitchen. They start when, we teach them a lot of times, when eliminations are coming up, to play to their strengths. That's when we get to see some of the, the grandmother recipes, the auntie recipes. And that's when we see, honestly, delicious food. Kishwar's cooking some of those dishes from time to time, but at the same time is pushing herself sort of beyond the limits. Dipinder, exactly the same. They do play to their strengths when they need to, but at the same time, they're pushing the board out and pushing themselves as cooks to develop skills and tastes in different cuisines, not just their own. So it's fantastic. And someone like Kishwar, it's great to hear Kishwar talking about Bengali cuisine and not someone coming on the show and saying, Indian cuisine. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was talking to Kishwar and Dipinder about it, and I was talking about how I had a trip planned to come to India. I was going to visit all 29 states and start to begin to understand the regional difference between all the cuisines. And both Kishwar and Dipinder were like, the fact there's 29 states in India alone is floored us. Like, it's just, people are starting to appreciate and acknowledge
exactly
that the food within India is regional and has its own intricacies. And I love that. I think it's brilliant. It's a long time coming.
Absolutely. And, with Indian food, there is a lot that is misunderstood. I still feel best of Indian food is still trapped in the homes. There's a lot of restaurant-driven Indian food, which you find internationally everywhere. Some of it's in the classic form. Some of them are outrightly abused and made into something else and sold as Indian. But pure Indian food, something which is not overly spicy or overly greasy, is something that you find in Indian homes.
See, you never stop learning. That's the thing about food. It's just, it constantly challenges us to be better and to be more understanding culturally and all of the things. But more importantly, it means that we eat better every day. I love it.
Absolutely. And you're talking about challenges. I've got one for you. Bengali food has one spice mix, which has 5 different spices. It's called Panch Phoran. Panch literally means 5. Do you know what are those 5 spices in Panch Phoran?
No, I do know this. So we got fennel, we've got black mustard seed, we've got nigella seeds, we've got cumin, and we got fenugreek.
Fantastic. Right? Fantastic. Yes, absolutely correct.
For me, new ingredients, when you travel, I love, the first thing I do when I go anywhere is go to the local market and just talk to people, try new ingredients. See them, and often you'll see ingredients which we have here that look completely different in other countries, But when you go to a market and you speak to the locals and you start tasting everything, that for me is the best. The only next thing that's best of that is going to someone's house and then starting to cook them.
Yeah. As a chef, you're always intrigued by what's new, what is there for me to learn. So it's always kind of interesting. And I think with MasterChef also, whether it's MasterChef Australia or India, what I see a similarity is that there's a lot of local traditional ingredients and style of cooking that is coming back in style, and people bring them forward. And many times, being a judge on the show, you have the opportunity to learn so much from them.
Exactly. No, I think it's brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that, mate. That was great. It's like a little masterclass, mate. I've got a little special challenge for you, mate.
All right. I like challenges.
I've made it easy for you because I'm not. Right. I've got mystery box.
Mystery box. Okay, like bring it on.
Proper MasterChef Australia mystery box. All right, you ready?
Yep, I am. All right. Almost all the key ingredients to make a lovely butter chicken.
Come on, mate. I want a Scottish dish from you, please.
A Scottish dish?
I'm going to surprise you here. So this was a dish invented in Scotland.
Okay.
But brought by Indian people.
Invented in Scotland, but?
In the early 70s.
Okay. Chicken tikka masala.
Yes, correct.
Oh, yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I like that. I like the sound of it.
Our community of Indian people in Scotland is huge, massive. Okay. We have a lot of Indian people, a lot of Pakistans. And for us, it's really, the culture in Scotland is amazing. People don't associate Scottish people with Indian food at all, of any region. But for us, it was, it was something that we looked forward to as kids. We go out to an Indian restaurant once a week, once every other week. Big part of growing up, and chicken tikka masala was one of those things you had as a kid that was low end on the chili, unless you asked for it. The restaurants used to have a little chili index, and you could ask of how many chili. The waiter used to ask you how many chilies, 1 to 5. And when we were kids, it was a sign of how you were getting older, becoming an older boy or a big boy, depending on how much chili you could have when you talk to
really. Really,
an amazing thing.
Chili and manhood, huh?
That's it. Because when you were little, you couldn't hack it, the chili.
Yeah. It's very interesting. The world over, wherever I go, Indian food is considered to be chili hard, but it's very specific to people who like it. Not all food all the time is spicy. There are foods which are very mild, or there's food where the chili is acceptable to most people around the world, even to non-chili eaters. But we've just become typecast as Indian food is something, too chili, too oily, naan bread, chicken tikka masala, and pretty much that's about it. But, thanks to MasterChef Australia, season 13, there's a whole lot of Indian food, different dimension, different sides, from kulfis to Bengali food to pulkas to everything. The daily food Punjabi, of India is shining
through. Everything. I think it's honestly, I think the world needs to know a lot more about it. I think regional cuisine in India is one of the next biggest areas that people are going to start investigating. As a sort of food movement, you see these trends in food. I don't think we've seen a proper trend in regional Indian cuisine. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'd love to give you some hints about who's in Celebrity MasterChef, who's doing well, who's not doing well, or even who the winner of season 13 is. But I'm afraid I can't. I just can't, mate. It's not happening. You can watch season 13 of MasterChef Australia. We've got a lot still to go in this season, and it is absolutely brilliant.
MasterChef Australia season 13 हिंदी, तमिल और तेलुगु में आप देख सकते हैं Disney+ Hotstar VIP पर।